Today is the 2nd of April. Today I woke up at 3:32 a.m. Right? It's now a daily thing. It doesn't take effort anymore. It's easy. It's currently 6:38, right? In a couple hours, you're gonna be getting ready, putting on your little slave uniform, your little work apron, and getting ready to hate your life for the next 8 hours. It's a sad life, right? That should motivate you to break out. If you carry on what you're doing, like say today, if you carry on every single day for the next 5 years, what you did yesterday, where will you be in 5 years? And if it's not where you want to be, you should make a change. You need to make a change. Today I'm going to talk to you about the reason why you're broke. The sole reason. You see, I never watched Marvel or some shit, right? Whatever Thanos was in. But I know he had like a glove, right? Infinity Gauntlet, right? I had to search that shit up. And he had to put gems inside the glove to make it like work or some shit. Imagine he had all the gems, right? But he was missing the actual glove. That's what you are right now. You've got the gems to success. You've got all the tactics, right? You know everything. You've got more than enough info to become successful. But you're missing the foundation. You can't even implement the tactics. And for me, it's fucking easy now. Anyone can do it. And that's what I'm going to teach you. You've got all the tactics possible, but they're not easy to implement. For me, bro, I wake up at 3:30. I told myself one day, I'm the type of person who wakes up at 3:30. Now I wake up at 3:30. All because I made one change. That's what I'm going to tell you. But it wasn't always like this. I wasn't always this disciplined guy. I was exactly like you. Everyone had to go through that stage where they are retarded, they are special, they're switching businesses every single day. So if you're on this journey right now, you're failing, but you're not quitting, I want you to be proud of yourself. Be proud, bro, because this is all part of the process. You're due to reach success. Even if right now, you're at the lowest point of your life, in 5 years' time, you're going to be somewhere great, and you know that, right? But listen to this. If right now you're broke, and you try to make some money, you're never going to succeed. That's one thing I can tell you. Trust me on that. You're going to stay broke. You're going to stay as you are right now. Right now. This is what you're going through. This is what your problems stem from. You try to make good money, right? Decent progress. You've not quit yet. You're doing good. And just for one day, you think to yourself, oh, I need a break. I've worked for too long. All you've done is work like 4 hours a day. Alright, it's nothing. So just for one night, you get on Discord. You go out. You smoke some weed. You get on video games, you start watching content for the night, and your identity, you go from a guy who's making decent progress, right? Now you just slingshot yourself to the start, you go back. Then you reach something called the snowball effect. One thing leads to another, you get on for the night, right? Now your identity goes from a guy who's progressing to making money, then you just reset yourself. Now you're back to the guy who gets on every night, who watches content. That's now your identity again. You went from identity, which the guy who's progressing in business, he's disciplined. You're making good progress, then you slingshot yourself back. Now you're back to that normal guy. You're not making good progress anymore. Now the bad habit is back. Until you try to make good money again. Then it happens again. You do not catch the downs. You don't catch the things that are setting you back. You don't realize when you're falling off. That's your issue. You need to catch the downs and feed that to the ups. When you get an urge for just one day, go for rest. You need to catch that thought, feed that to the ups. Be like, fuck, my brain just thought that. Let me just feed that to the other side of my brain. The good part that actually wants to make progress. And use that as fuel. And after you've done that for long enough, your identity shifts. This is hard to understand, right? But you know that urge you get when you want to play video games for just a day, right? When you just want to watch content for the day. That happens because you're the guy who wants to make money. You're the guy who wants to become disciplined and make a change. In other words, you want to shift your identity. So your past self, the guy who's watching video games, the guy who's playing video games, the guy who gets on Discord every night, that little thought in your brain where you think, oh, I'm just going to do a rest break. That's your old sense of self trying to come back, trying to revive themselves. Like, you know in games, right? In like COD Zombies or some shit, Fortnite, fucking any game. You can revive your teammates. And going back to those old habits just for a day, that's like reviving your old self, bringing it back to life. And you can't have two identities at once. So one's going to have to push through. So the past one, that's going to stay because you're used to that. You're just trying to make a change. You're not a guy who makes money or makes good progress in his business. You're just a guy who's trying to do that. So your identity of watching video games and all that shit, that was already set in stone before. So if you remind yourself of the guy you were, and you go back to it just for a day, your body recognizes, oh yeah, this is me. Let me just go back to it. I'm not the guy who's trying to make money, that's just a one-off. Then you go back to normal. Then you try to make money again. Then the cycle repeats and repeats and repeats. This is why you can't make any progress. You have the identity of a loser. You see, your body and brain, it always has a standard that it goes back to. You won't do anything to reach your goals, but you'll do everything to not reach your standards. If you're used to having like £100 in your bank account, if you go below that, you're going to start looking for shit to sell. You're going to be fucking frantic about it. You're going to do everything to make it happen. Get back to the £100 mark. But to get to £200, you're going to try. You're not going to get there because it's not your standard. You will never do anything to reach your goals, but you will never fall below your standards. In other words, You have to make success your standard. And the reason why you have an identity of a loser, because of this. 24/7, multiple times a day, you break promises to yourself. I'm going to wake up at this time, then you snooze the alarm. Today I'm going to research that business. You watch content instead. I'm going to work in an hour, then you go gym instead. You're breaking promises to yourself every single fucking day. So your brain is used to that. In other words, your brain is very used to having negative thoughts about yourself. So whenever you break a promise, you start having negative thoughts. You know, in the moment of breaking that promise, say that you told yourself that you're gonna work, right? But you end up watching content or some shit, right? At that moment, you will not get negative thoughts. You will not get negative thoughts, right? But when you go to bed later that night, you're gonna have negative thoughts. So when you're sleeping, subconsciously, your mind is reinforcing those negative thoughts. Because when you sleep, that's when your thoughts, your beliefs, they get forced. That's when your thoughts, your beliefs get set in stone. Your brain takes from whatever you did that day, stacks rocks on one side of the scale. There's two sides of the scale. On one side, that's the loser one, right? This side with the watch on, this is the winner one. Every time you do something that makes you seem like a loser, right? Break promises. This gets heavier. This loser identity. So your loser identity gets enforced, right? Every time you do something of a winner, that gets enforced. But you never do something of a winner. You never do it. You never keep promises. That's the reason why you have the identity of the loser. You break promises. You don't follow through. Your own brain can't even trust itself. So of course you're going to act like a fucking loser. You have no discipline. So in other words, if you want the identity of a winner, the guy who doesn't try to make business, the guy who makes money, you have to keep promises. And it's not that easy. Let me tell you, it's not easy. From personal experience, I know it's not easy. Right now, you'll be motivated, right? I'm gonna make this money, right? You're gonna be tired as fuck. And just because you told yourself the day before, I'm gonna work today, you're gonna have to work. You're falling asleep in your bed. But yesterday, you remember one thought. I told myself I'm gonna work. You can't go to sleep. You fucking can't. Because you just broke a promise. You have to get the fuck up and work. You have to. You can't break any promises to yourself. Every promise that you break, you stack rocks on this loser identity. It gets set in stone a little bit more. You need to go through pain. You need to stack rocks on this winner identity. You do this by going through pain. Let me just ask you, what is pain? Pain is simply when effort meets resistance. So when you feel like you can't do something, or you're too tired, or you procrastinate it, you realize that, and you still fucking do it. In the moment, it'll feel painful. Then 10 minutes later, you're in flow state. And after flow state finishes, you're proud of yourself. You've just stacked a rock on the scale. The more times you do that, the more times the identity of a winner is set. That's how you're going to make money. You need to craft this identity of a winner. So I'm going to give you an actionable step. I'm going to tell you how to make success your standard. You won't do anything to reach your dreams, but you'll do anything to not breach your standards. So you have to make success as standard. So you know in video games, right, you can edit your character, just like in real life. Because life is just a video game, right? You have your score, which is money. There are NPCs, and there are glitches, money glitches. This is how you become one. Let me just ask you this. Who do you want to be in 1 year's time? Where do you want to be at? Realistic limits. Where do you want to be in 1 year's time? You probably said something like 10k a month. Or if you've got a small dick, probably like 2k a month, right? Because you want to quit your little job. But imagine this. If you went out of your door right now, if you walked out of your front door right now, you go to any normal person on the street, even a crackhead, right? You ask them, what is your dream life to get rich? Now let me ask you a question. What is separating you from that guy? He has the same dreams as you. What is separating you? You take no action just like him. There's nothing separating you, and that's a brutal reality. This is what separates you. Look around you. Imagine on your walls, it just said, what would a 10k a month entrepreneur do? Whenever you open your phone, it says, what would a 10k a month entrepreneur do? Whenever you boot up your PC, you want to watch some content, your wallpaper is, what would a 10k a month entrepreneur do? When you want to quit your business and go back to a video game for a day, what would a 10k a month entrepreneur do? You're going to start making choices like the 10k a month entrepreneur. Because listen, right, I think everybody in life, they know what they're meant to do. They just lack the discipline to do it. When you're watching porn or whatever, you know that you're not meant to do it. So what if you just disciplined yourself to not do it, right? When you're on a video game, you know you shouldn't do it. So why not just get off it? When you know you should be doing business work, why don't you just do it? There's a part of your mind that already acts like a 10k a month entrepreneur. That's the part of your mind when you're on video games or something like that. It tells you, get the fuck off it. That's your 10k a month entrepreneur mind speaking. But guess what? You don't listen to it. So you need to remind yourself to act like it. But your brain, it's not going to remind itself. You need to use external force to remind it. And the external force in this situation is simply writing it everywhere. Making it your wallpaper on your PC. Making it your phone wallpaper. Write it on the wall behind your monitor. So when you're working, or when you're procrastinating. You can just look at that and you just think to yourself, what would a 10K a month entrepreneur do right now? It's going to work? Okay, I'm going to work. He's going to get off the game? Okay, I'm going to get off the game. And this is what's interesting. You're going to act like that 10K a month entrepreneur for long enough, and you will become that guy. Because subconsciously, unconsciously, you're going to be stacking those rocks, stacking rocks on the winner scale. You won't even be thinking about it. You're just acting like that 10K a month entrepreneur. And after enough rocks are placed on the scale, it will reflect in your reality. Now you're for real a 10K a month entrepreneur. If you act like the being that has already achieved, like a mirror, it shall reflect. But either way, bro, I just want to let you know, I'm fucking proud of you. From the point you are right now to the point you want to be, which is that 10K a month entrepreneur, you have to do two things. Not quit and follow my advice. That's all you need to do. Because we all know there's multiple ways up the mountain. There's only one way to go down. And there's only one way to fail. And that's to quit. Don't fucking quit. Never quit. And take my advice. Because I'm on top of this mountain. Me and other people are on top of this mountain. And other people around me, they're shouting at you. They're throwing rocks. They want to see you slip and fall. These other little influencers. I've got a big fucking pole. I'm trying to get you to grab it. I'm trying to shout at you to avoid the rocks. Tell you where they're coming from. I want you to get to the top. Because I've been in your position. And it's not good. And it's not fun. Every single night, God telling you that you are a failure. You are not achieving your highest purpose. You do not deserve confidence. You do not deserve the things that you want. It's a brutal reality, bro. But I'm going to help you. If you want to take this to the next step, if you want to follow me in this journey, if you want to craft yourself into a man of success, I need you to subscribe right now. Because every single day at 5 p.m, without miss, I will never miss an upload. I'll upload a video. And if I miss one day, one singular day, you can unsubscribe. You can block my channel. You can report my channel for fraud. Right? Because I never break promises. And I never will. Just like you shouldn't. You shouldn't break any promises to yourself. So what I want you to do right now, join the Busy Center, which by the way, it's just 570 members, right? Yesterday was 570 members. Now it's over 590. Almost at 600. About 2 weeks ago, it was at 500. Now I'm putting the fucking work in. I'm focused on growing this shit. And it's growing. Of course it is. So join that right now. I'm pretty active in there. So if you got a question for me, most likely, you're going to get it answered. You get my work playlists. You get all good shit, right? The DATASET Center, which is full guides that I post. And every single day, in your emails at 6 p.m, I'm going to send you something to do, something actionable, so you can improve every single day without fail. I'm going to upload at 5 p.m, send an email out at 6 without fail, telling you how to improve your life every single day, for free, by the way. Plus, I have 3 full guides there, which take me weeks to make, by the way. It's fucking crazy. And it's all free, by the way. Last but not least, the Silent Network. There's actually 60 members in there right now, so I need to change that. I've got a crazy fucking vision with this. And if you want to know more, the link is in the description. Click those links right now, change your screens, change your wallpaper, change your walls, change your phone wallpaper. What would a 10K a month entrepreneur do? Would he take action, or would he not? So I'll see you tomorrow. For now, take care of yourself.